Oh, dear. Well, that is unfortunate. No! You don't want to go that way. You don't want to go that way. Run! This is fine. Welcome everybody once again to City Skylines with Splat. In our last episode, we spent some time detailing out 5 different fixes we needed to work on in our city, and one of the things that we did was we installed this brand new University Town residential expansion with some very interesting custom assets. It turned out really nicely, and it has the university as a great backdrop to this picturesque environment where everybody gets to live. And speaking of our university, it is time that we finished it up. We've added a few more buildings and some more decorations to it, which has caused it to begin to level up, and I would like my university to hit the prestigious mark. So one thing you'll notice here is that we are currently at level 3, and we have 2 more levels to get to in order to get to the prestigious level that I'd like to be at. We have plenty of students. We got 1,700 out of 1,200. We have lots of academic works, but our campus attractiveness is lacking, and that means we need to add some structures to beautify our campus. And right over here is our Mount Olympus high-income residential area, and I think this would be the perfect place to expand our university, right here at the base of the mountain in this little area right here. Now you may be asking yourself, Splat, how are we going to do that? Why in the world are you going to put university stuff over here when your university district is actually over here? Well, there's a little trick that you can use to add districts that are connected to each other in different parts of the city without the districts actually needing to touch. And this is done by going into your district tool, pulling out the district you want. So we want to do campus area, and we're going to do a little bit of cheating. We're going to grab the university district here, and we're going to pull it all the way over here. We're going to go around the airport, and we're going to come back over here, and we're just going to paint all this in here as University District. And this will give more people access to the university. And then we just chop this off. And now we mouse over the university. You can see that it lights up both areas. We now have University District in both sides of the city. Clearly, what our town needs is some excitement. And that excitement is going to take place in the form of a sports stadium. Where I grew up in the USA, university sports were an incredibly important thing. In fact, where I grew up, we didn't have any professional sports teams to speak of, so university sports are pretty much all we had to root for. So I am going to be putting in an American football stadium, and we're going to be decorating this baby out. We're going to be detailing it. We're going to be making it look absolutely amazing so that it can be part of our city. So first thing we have to do is we're going to have to do a little bit of terrain smoothing in order to make this possible. So now with a bit of a blank canvas to work with, we are ready to start putting things in. And the first thing we're going to drop in is the actual stadium building. I'm just going to take a little rule road. I'm going to drop that in. I'm going to grab this and snap it to it, and we are going to use the Move It mod to sort out where we want to put this thing at. All right, that's going to go right there so that we have the skyline behind it. And the reason I'm doing that is I actually have a plan for this little hill right here that we're going to use. That's going to be like a cool little backdrop to this thing. So now all we have to do is start dropping in some road networks, and we have to get some parking put in, and we are going to be all set. So parking. That is going to be an important part of our design here. So let's grab some parking lots, and let's just go ahead and upgrade this road while we're at it. Just like that, and we're going to make it beautiful. And we need to connect those down to our feeder. So my plan is for all of the area off here to the right to be parking, and also some area off to the left to be parking. In the front we'll have a little bit of handicap parking, but the rest of the area in the front is going to be little services. There's going to be a metro station here. There's going to be some plazas. They're going to be it's just going to be a nice, beautiful place. And the first thing we're going to do is put in the parking. So we're going to grab some parking roads. We're just going to start here. We're going to move over. All right, and now we get to put in the handicap parking, which we're gonna do like this. We're gonna grab that there. We're gonna grab that there. We're gonna pull that out and we're gonna stick this. And we're just going to drop in our handicap parking spaces. All right, so we have got our parking situation sorted out, and now it is time to figure out how we're going to put in a metro station. Now, our metro runs over here, and it goes through this station down here and then connects up here to our bus terminal. It also runs up here and goes to the airport. So we have a couple of options. We can either have a new dedicated line that just runs out to the sports area, or we could just attach into one of our existing stops. And I think probably attaching into an existing stop is going to be our method of choice. So that's gonna go over here. We're gonna grab this road right here, and we're gonna pull this one up a little bit farther. So we pulled a road out here, and we're gonna grab our metro station. I like this sunken platform metro station that comes in with the game. And we are going to drop this in right there. And this is going to connect up to our metro. Now people can use the metro to get to and from the game. All right, so we've got our stadium put in. We have our parking on either side. We got our handicap parking in the front. And now we have to just go through and add some plazas. We're gonna add some areas for people to sit and enjoy a snack. We're gonna put some vendors in, different things like that. And we're just gonna decorate this place out. But the first thing we gotta do is we gotta figure out what we're gonna call our team. So, varsity sports. We have the iconic Cyclops College Eagles. We have the Alligators, the Broncos, the Buccaneers, the Chirpers, the Eagles, the Lions, but of course, because we are the city of Odyssey, we are gonna have to go with the Spartans. And we can choose a color. I was thinking, because we're already kind of got a red color, that just sticking with a bright yellow would probably be the best thing to do. There's all kinds of colors we can pick, but I am a big fan of just the golden yellow color. And so we are gonna go with red and yellow for the iconic Cyclops College Spartans. And amazingly enough, even though we have just put this stadium in, and even though we have not turned it on yet or done anything to it, we have already lost a game. That is how good our team is. So go Spartans, go. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing detailed out and see what kind of beautiful aesthetics we can come up with. So what we're doing right now to add a little bit of depth to the design and to the landscaping, give it a little more texture, is we're using trees that are matching the color theme that we're gonna have for the entire stadium. We're going for like a orange, red, and yellow theme. But one thing that I've found that I really enjoy is this little prop called Short Grass Cluster. You could find this one on the Steam Workshop, and what it really does is it just gives a little bit more life to patches that you don't necessarily want to cover up with flowers or other decals. It gives it a little bit more of a realistic look. I did get a little sloppy with my grass around the edges, and I'll come back and fix that up, and it's really not that hard to do. You just grab the Move It mod, grab your little grass, slide it over. But the way that I do this, and I'll show you over here, is I just grab the prop. I grab my my prop line tools that I have from the Steam Workshop as well. I change the spacing to a 4-meter spacing. You might find something that works better for you, but that's the kind of distance that I want. And then all you have to do is just draw a little line full of this grass down the length of whatever it is you want to detail out. And when it goes in, I think it just adds a little bit more, I don't know, it just makes it feel a little more alive and a little bit more real. When you compare it to just this flat texture here, this one has a little bit of a 3D element to it, and it just makes it feel a whole lot more realistic to me and just makes everything look a little bit sharper. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just going around adding in some grass, a little detail here and there just to make the build seem a little bit more alive. One of the things that I really like to do is to incorporate prop and tree anarchy in with some of these assets to create some really neat little planter type setups at the base of trees, just to continue to add a little bit more depth and texture to a design. So City Skyline in its vanilla mode is a pretty flat looking game, and you just got to find different things that you can do to try to make it look just a little bit more interesting, unique, and 3D, I guess. So it's not just so bland. And you can stack assets on top of each other to get an effect like that. Oh, I think that looks kind of nice. We went ahead and used the effect over here as well in these trees. All right, so we're getting some of our landscaping done. We've got our trees put in. We've got our yellow and red theme going all the way around. We've got some tulips put in around these benches. We have got the front median area here all set up. We used a different color tree just to give it a little more variation. Don't want to go too crazy on the red. I think for the parking area, we're probably just going to keep that just plain old grass and trees. But we are going to do a little bit more right here. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I can get rid of these trees because they're part of the asset. Even if I were to get the Touch It mod, which usually allows you, the Touch It mod only allows you to grab roads and things that are part of assets to do work with them. I can't grab those trees. So we're just gonna have to work with the trees that are there, but that's okay. We can still do some fun stuff. Threw in some little decorative shapes here around the metro station, and over here I want to turn this into a solid walkable garden space. So we're going to grab some pathways, and I think for this one we're going to use the gravel path. We'll just add a little bit more of a natural angle to it. All right, so we got a little walkable garden installed here, and now we're ready to start working on services. That's what all this area out front is going to be. This is going to be where people can come and get food, drinks, snacks, and all that good stuff. So let's get cracking on that. Our stadium now has a concessions area that has some fast food restaurants in it and a few other places. It's got some bathrooms, it has a coffee shop, it's got some concession stands over here with tables. And I really like the way that, I was able to use the surface painter to go ahead and cover this all in with cement. But in the Steam workshop, you can find these planters that you can use to break up the concrete. These neat little props, and using the Find It tool, I was able to drop these in, and that gave us a chance to put some trees in to give a little bit of shade to the people who are sitting at the tables in the concession area, and also just give some extra depth and some texture to an otherwise flat landscape. The way that some of these buildings had to go in, I did have to bring a road through here, but I don't think it looks all that bad. I went ahead and used a road that didn't have a lot of markings on it. Just so it kind of looks like a walking path anyway. And yeah, I think this is really going to work very well, and it just provides some refreshments and some extra income and things for people who are going to the stadium. We do have some more space over here, and I went ahead and brought a one-way road across for a bus route. So there's an actual bus route that I've put in here for people to get to and from the stadium. And then I found these neat little bus stops on the workshop. These are just a reworked version from the taxi stands that you can get in the game. And these are just going to give us people a nice place to wait for the buses to show up. We've got some playground area over here, and we have a little bit more flat open space that I want to work on. And I've put this little road in here because I feel like every single stadium needs to have some kind of pro shop in order for people to buy their jerseys and to buy their memorabilia and all that good stuff. And I've got some different assets that I found on the workshop, and we're going to go ahead and turn this area into a little shopping district for people who want to buy goods to support their team. So let's get cracking on that, and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we've got our little sports shopping area in. Now, I couldn't really find any pro shop type assets on the workshop, so I just kind of found what I thought would fit in here. We've got a Nike store, factory outlet, who knows, maybe Nike sponsors the team's jerseys or something. I went ahead and got an Adidas store as well. I just thought they both look kind of sharp sitting here. We've got a, this looks a little bit more like just like kind of a generic university pro shop, I think, just a sportsdirect.com sale. This is a UK asset. I don't know what Sports Direct is or if that's even a thing, but it's in here. And then I've got a Dick's Sporting Goods, which again, maybe not the best thing in the world to put in front of a university, but it's sporting and it's retail-y, and I think it's gonna look good right here. So we just went ahead and put that in. All right, so the last thing we got is this little area right here in the front that we need to decorate it out. And I'm gonna try to do something a little bit unique with this. I wanna put a little bit of a waterscape in here, along with some different levels of terrain. If I can get that to work out, we'll see how it goes. Terrain's a little bit difficult to work with in this game, but we're gonna try to do our best. I think I wanna have some waterscapes put in. So let's give that a go and see how that works. All right, well, try as I might, I just couldn't get a water feature to work here. There's probably some mods that do what I'm looking for, but I was having a hard time getting a water source to actually fit in this area. I flooded the stadium several times trying to get this in and had to actually rebuild a few things, and that was a problem. So I wasn't able to get this all sorted out, but hopefully what I put in here instead, where I just put a big Odyssey sign in the middle, you know, on a raised platform, looks all right. I kind of like the looks of this. It just gives it a little bit of a little more depth to it, a little less flat. I'm not sure what has happened over here with my shop that I put in, but we'll get rid of that. And we will replace that with the one that we had here. Replace that in there. And this time, we're gonna make it historic. You can't go away. Okay, so we have our shopping district put in. We have our central landscaping feature put in, and we have basically one last major renovation that I want to do here before we are done, and that's going to go back up here on this little hill. This hill is going to have the team name emblazoned upon it using nice bright colors that match the theme. So very similar to what we got here in Odyssey. We're going to be using the red, yellow, and orange color scheme, and we're going to be putting Spartans up here on the back. So let's get that done. There we go. We've got a Spartans logo in the back. I'm not the best artist in the world, but that's what I could do. And we have Odyssey in the front. we have everything pretty much wrapped up here on the sports center. So there's one extra aspect we need to add in to this area to basically call it complete, because we have done a lot of work putting in this beautiful, amazing area. But one of the weird thing is, even though we made this big, beautiful area, the only part of this entire complex that actually counts towards the attractiveness of our university is a university-specific building, which is the stadium. And if we zip over to our actual university area here and click on it, and we let the play go just for a little while so it turns on, you will see that it didn't actually raise our attractiveness high enough to get to the next level. So what we're gonna have to do is add some more buildings in to get things up to where we want them to be. So I thought over here in this blank area, we would actually add some educational buildings to the stuff that we've done so far. We're going to pull another road, and then in here, we're going to actually bring in a few of our trade school buildings that we have unlocked. I thought this would be a neat place to actually have our commencement facilities, because, you know, you would have all of the stuff and all the beauty and everything around here attached. We don't really have a great place to put the commencement facilities over here because I want to put the trade school opposite of our police academy. So we are going to put our commencement facility in here. It does increase attractiveness, so we're going to drop that sucker in here. And I think the way that I want to put it in is backing up to the mountain if we can. We're going to connect this up with the roads, and that is going to be where we hold our commencements, but it's not going to be alone. We have other structures that we are going to be adding in here, but we are going to bring in the IT club, and we're just going to put that in this little area in the front. And we're going to put a maintenance structure in here. All right, so let's get this decorated up just a little bit and put some more things around it. And this is going to be getting close to being done. All right, and let's go see what the attractiveness on our university is at this moment. 845 out of 900. We are almost there. So what we're going to do next is we are going to drop in this brand new School of Tourism that we have here. We're just going to make a little access road. That is going to get plunked in right there, which means this road did not need to be that long. And we can, oh, gotta turn off the crop and tree anarchy. There we go. And we'll do a little bit of scoochy because all City Skyline players who have any kind of class whatsoever always wear Scoochy products. Scoochy, the finest brand where City Skylines wearing needs. There we go. Scoochy all done. Okay, so we've added in this campus of tourism and all that jazz. And we're gonna make our little area here beautiful really quick. So let's grab some plantage. There we go. Got that put in. We'll grab our clusters once again, and we'll upgrade this road to have the clusters on it, just so it matches. Okay, so now let's check on our attractiveness. 895 to 900. Does this thing not actually add attractiveness? It increases attractiveness. Let's let the game run a little while. Maybe it just needs to catch up. No, 895 out of 900. We need to do more. Oh, maybe that's why it needs power. That's why we didn't get the, that's why we didn't get the attractiveness from it, because it's not activated. That's probably what happens. So I'm gonna go through the little cheaty thing, and I'm gonna use the little earthquake detectors. I don't want to have a whole bunch of random power lines just running all over the place to make the power jump across, which it did. So now that it's got power, does it have water? It does not. We'll give it some water. You're right, it's not. Look at you. Ah, you're intelligent. You figured things out. All right, well, we'll dump an earthquake detector in. Right there. Was that enough? It was. All right. Give it some water. Water pies following the road. That's what they're supposed to do. And how are we doing for attractiveness? 890. Believe it or not, by putting water in and by giving it power, we lost 5 attractiveness. Apparently we just have an ugly university. Let's turn this on and let's see how our attractiveness is doing now. 915 out of 900. Look at that. We are ready to move up to the next level. I love it. So we've got the School of Tourism and Travel added into our university district. We had a library added into our university district. And then over here, we have completed our sports complex and our commencement area as well. This place turned out amazing, and I love how it looks, and I'm really, really proud of how this has come about. All right, so while we're waiting for the time to pass and the university to start leveling up even further, there is one more thing that I wanted to take care of as part of this sporting complex upgrade. And if you look over here to the left, dun, 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 there it is. These 3 towers are ugly, and I don't like having them here, and they are an eyesore, and I think it is past time for us to get rid of them. And we have a resource at our disposal that we can use. We have the Great Gorge of Odyssey over here, of which I have no idea whatsoever why this river is so deep, but it's perfect for at least one hydroelectric dam. So I'm thinking we're gonna put our hydroelectric dam right here next to the police academy. So we're gonna pause the game and we're just gonna take it all the way across from here to here. And that should work, I think. Oh dear. Oh dear. No, 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 no. Please do not destroy my city. Oh no. Ah! No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. Sorry, people. Hold your breath for a little while. It's just gonna be a little tsunami that goes through. Oh, the peaches. Oh, no, 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 no. It's flooding my town. Why? Why? Oh, no, no, no. Oh my gosh. Well, this has not gone well. Do I make the pun? Do I? Do I? I could. Damn it. Get it? Get it? Because I built a dam? Oh, dear. Well, that is unfortunate. No! You don't want to go that way. You don't want to go that way. Run! This is fine. Okay, so I think we have a stable system here. We are getting lots of power through this hydroelectric dam. Lots. I think 1600 is quite a bit, more than we're ever going to need. And I think we have finally stopped flooding out my town, I hope. Down here, I had to actually swap out the old seawall with this new one because for some reason the other one just wasn't up to the task of protecting the city. But it looks like now we are doing okay. We're just gonna leave it for now and maybe worry about that another day, but we have clean power and a lot of it. So we need a name for our dam. If anybody has any suggestions, something kind of Greek, something comes out of the Odyssey, that kind of thing. It's been our playbook so far with names. We need a name for this dam. So if anybody can come up with a name for me and put it in the comments, I would really appreciate it. And I think this thing's gonna serve us well for the foreseeable future. So we have the Odyssey Spartans Stadium all completed. We have our commencement area all put together and decorated. And we've gone back over to our University Hill and we've added in a bunch of stuff to try to get our level up to the max. And we are just rocking it, trying to get this thing up to its max potential.